One of the things that we have forgotten how to do, and especially men have forgotten how to do, is how to worship God. So often men aren't the ones going to Mass on Sundays. They don't know how to lead their families in prayer. So if you'd like to learn how to do that, then take St. Joseph as your guide today on Made for Glory. A lot of men have stopped going to church, and there's probably a lot of reasons for that. They find church boring, they're not engaged. But a lot of times it's because they don't feel they're good at it. They're not good at singing. They're not good at knowing where things are in the Bible, and they don't go. They would rather do something else. But I think we've lost something when men don't realize that God is calling them to follow Him, and then God is calling them to lead other people in worship as well. So Saint Joseph was called to be the leader of worship in his household, and he did that as a Jewish man, as a faithful son of David, as the inheritor of the whole law of Moses. That he led his family, which consisted of Mary, the Immaculate Conception, and Jesus Christ, the incarnate Son of God. That Joseph, of those three, was called to lead the family in worship, to lead them in prayer, to teach Jesus, the Son of God, how to pray. So if you think that your task is difficult or that you are ill-equipped in leading your family in prayer and worship, think about how Joseph must have felt, and yet he still did it. And we know this in particular because several times in the Gospel of Luke, Joseph leads the family on pilgrimage. There would have been 3 pilgrimages that they would have gone to every single year: the Feast of Passover, the Feast of Pentecost, and the Feast of Tabernacles. So 3 times throughout the year when the whole family would journey to Jerusalem, and they would be led in that prayer and in that pilgrimage and in that worship by St. Joseph. So St. Joseph would have been the one that had led the boy Jesus through the temple as they brought the lamb to be sacrificed by the priests, would have brought that sacrificed lamb back to their house to be offered up on Passover. We know that as they're leaving Passover one year, once Jesus has become 12 years old, in Luke chapter 2, that Jesus stays behind. And so Mary and Joseph are looking everywhere for him. They finally find him in the temple with the elders, listening to them, asking them questions. And we recognize that this call in Jesus' life that was begun in the home of Joseph and Mary is going to continue, not just in the temple, but throughout the entire world, that he's going to do the work of his Father. So I think that this is really important for us, of recognizing that Saint Joseph taught Jesus how to say the words of Passover, because we receive the Passover meal through the gift of the Holy Eucharist. On the night before Jesus died, before he was lifted up as that perfect lamb of sacrifice, the Lamb of God, to take away the sins of the world, that he gives us his body and his blood. And every time you come to Mass, if you go to any Catholic church, anywhere in the world, that you will experience the bread that is offered up, the wine that is offered up, that become Jesus' body and his blood. So in a certain sense, we're actually participating in that ritual, that reality, that prayer that was taught to Jesus by St. Joseph. It's kind of like we're being brought not only back to the Last Supper, but we're being brought back to the table of Passover that would have been led by St. Joseph, that Mary was there, that Jesus was there, and that is shared with us now, has been transformed in a new way. So it's not just the Passover meal, it's now the new and everlasting sacrifice that Jesus Christ has offered up to the Father and that we participate in when we receive the Eucharist. So next time you go to Mass, recognize that you are, in a sense, participating in the leadership of St. Joseph, leading us in praying and teaching us also as men, as women, as families, and how we can lead one another in that worship of God. Hey guys, thanks for watching this latest episode of Made for Glory. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to join us in sponsoring the show, make sure you click the link to support us via Patreon. Also, a big thank you to our sponsor, Wicking Vicar, who makes performance clerical attire for priests. Well, I can't say enough good things about their shirts. I'm wearing one of them right now. It's fantastic for priests who are on the go, for priests who live in hot weather like I do. And we're so grateful for their sponsorship, and we hope to see you guys next time.